Yesterday we had the unfortunate news confirmed that legendary musician, director, filmmaker, artist, sculptor, you name it, David Lynch has passed away at the young and ripe age of 78 years old. And if you somehow don't know who David Lynch is, I'm sorry, but this is definitely a hard one for me. I actually related to this opening comment in the post that I made about David Lynch yesterday, but there's obviously something to say about celebrity and parasocial relationships. I feel like that's a conversation for a different day. But this man has impacted me and so many other people in ways that I definitely think he knows, but also that he might not even know. And one thing that I did see reiterated in the comments of something that I was reading was that it didn't really occur to me that David Lynch could die, which sounds insane, but he just he really made art mean something, and that is so rare now. And I feel like he had the power to change your perspective on how you saw things, how you saw the world, and he had the power to help you engage in art, with art, in a more serious way, in a more expansive way, in a more fulfilling way. And that is really few and far between nowadays. He was genuinely a once in a lifetime mind, a oh, my bad. He was genuinely a once in a lifetime mind, a one of a kind artist, a one of a time filmmaker. I was first introduced to him through Eraserhead, like most people are if it's not Twin Peaks. And I immediately fell in love with his work, and I loved that you couldn't understand it, you couldn't really explain it. There are so many people on YouTube that do these deep dives about Twin Peaks and about Eraserhead and even about Blue Velvet, which I think is like the most like normie of his films, but these deep dives trying to understand what's going on. And there's even this quote of his, and I'm obviously paraphrasing, where he was like, I don't understand why people try to understand art, they don't try to understand life. And that is such a poignant thing that's always stuck with me, and as an artist has like encouraged me not to compromise my vision ever. And and that creating art as a means of survival is genuinely one of the few ways to stay alive, one of the few ways to keep that heart beating. And he made such devastating art. And one of the I'm so sorry, holy shit. And one of the quotes of his that really stuck with me is, black has depth. You can go into it, you can see what you're afraid of, and you can see what you love. It starts to become a dream. And that's obviously paraphrased, but it's kind of the way that I choose to see, like, going through a really dark time in life. And that, along with so many of his quotes, is something that you can apply to so many different aspects of life. So many of his quotes, obviously, that I've seen over the past 24 hours that have really stuck with me, that have really hit me. But the one that I think that has hit me the hardest is the one that I think is from his YouTube, where he was talking about how one day the sadness will end, but I don't think that day is today. I honestly really don't know what else to say in this video. This video is a fucking disaster. I wanted to make it as a celebration of David Lynch and really talk about how inspirational and impactful he was, not only to me, but to everyone who saw his work, saw his photography and his artistry and his movies. And if there's one thing I can leave this video with, it's with a thank you to David Lynch, not only from me, but from every artist that came in contact with you or with your work. As I said earlier in the video, your impact, your importance, and your ability to make art mean something, truly mean something, and be seen in a different way is something that will never be lost on anyone who took it to heart, who truly took it to heart. And the art that was made will continue to inspire people literally forever. And I know that there's millions of people like me who would have been gave up on their art if you didn't exist. So thank you for existing at one point, you know. And it's crazy that we got to exist at the same time as David Lynch, bro. So thank you to David Lynch. Shout out to David Lynch. R.I.P. David Lynch. I really thought that I was going to be all put together for this entire video, and I was going to have my glasses on, and I was going to end the video off by me being like, I'm looking into the future because the future is bright, like that one David Lynch quote, but I am fucking devastated, and it really didn't hit me until I started to make this video. So RIP David Lynch, and if you get the chance to, just go out and celebrate his artistry today and forever, for as long as you fucking live, because that's what he deserves. So thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Fuck off.
In heaven,